All right, we are going to forego our intro because we want to use the music for the talent that we have got on hand here. Richard Lynch, howdy!
Hey, Charlie, we appreciate being here with you, buddy. Man, we look forward to being down here.
You know, this is an exciting time to have talent like you in the radio and the good old country music that we're going to be listening to and talking about. How you been?
I'm good. Me and my better half been doing a few things at the farm this year. Kind of, we do them shows at the barn once a month.
I tell them that all the time.
Been doing that, having a lot of fun with that. Of course, we work our tail off, but you know what? We love what we do.
You do.
But we're keeping real country music out there, man. You just don't get that just anywhere.
Well, and see, the unique thing I said about you, and said it many times on the radio, this man right here, he writes his own country, and it's really country.
We love it. I'm a country boy at heart, man. My dad was a super talent. Grew up listening to real country music. I mean, if you go back in time 50 years and you look at, if you happen to be in the same room as my dad, that's where I got my interest from. I love all his music. You could be sitting in the same room and you could hear Dad singing and you'd think Ernest Tubb was in the room with you. I mean, I just grew up listening and loving that stuff.
Oh, yeah, I did. And I did pretty much. Now, Hank was my man.
Yeah.
Hank Williams. I loved old Hank. Did his songs in my early career on Barn Dance down here. And yours was Ernest Tubb.
Well, my daddy's was.
Your daddy's was.
Yeah, I grew up listening to Ernest Tubb and Hank Williams and Lefty Frizzell and Cal Smith and on and on. That era, growing up, my dad had all those 45s and 78 records. I grew up listening to that stuff. And I got a little older, and of course, I still love my country music, and people like Keith Whitley and Conway Twitty and Mark Chestnut and all those characters came into my life, and I was influenced by the older artists as well as the 70s, 80s, and early 90s artists also.
But you stuck to your roots, didn't you?
I love the real country music. When you hear a song that makes your hair stand up on your arm, you got something.
I love the way you said that. Now, somewhere along the line, we got a request on the web here that you have to do. But for right now, what are you going to do first?
I like to be a song that I wrote this song a couple years ago, and for me, you just never know where a song inspiration is going to come from. I'll give you just a little bit of background about this song. It's the title cut of my latest new country CD. It's called Some Days Are Better Than Others. And one morning, me and my better half, we were going down to get some donuts and some coffee at the local donut shop there in Lebanon. And a couple old friends in there that I knew forever was sitting there and just chatting, like any place USA, some older fellows sitting around talking, having a big time. So I paid for my donuts and coffee, and I walked over and said hello to them, and got ready to leave, and I said, Ernie, you and Ellis have a good day. And Ellis grabbed my hand. He said, Richard, every day is a good day. But some days are better than others.
Oh, wow.
And my head, and yeah, everybody's heard that saying, but for some reason or other, that particular situation made me just want to grab my guitar. I said, boys, I got to go. I got to write this song.
Well, let's lay it on it.
There it goes. Two old-timers at the donut shop. See them most every morning, smiling and laughing and wanting to talk to anyone who would listen. A hot cup of coffee and a big old grin, a lifetime of stories between two old friends. Another new morning they were enjoying. They say every day is a good day, but some days are better than others. God let me wake up this morning and get out from under the covers. I'm still breathing, and brother, believe me how I miss my children's mother. Oh, every day is a good day. Some days are better than others. Alice and Ernie were childhood friends. Now they're flirting with 90. They sit and laugh about the good old days and all the miles they racked up behind them. And they don't talk about the days gone by with tears, sadness, or sorrow. They're gonna say their favorite day is right now, maybe tomorrow. They'd say every day is a good day, but some days are better than others. God let me wake up this morning and climb out from under the covers. And I'm still breathing, there must be a reason, and I can't help but wonder. Oh, every day is a good day, but some days are better than others. Yeah, every day is a good day, but some days are better than others. Ain't it true, Charlie?
Well, that's according to Facebook it is. Donald up in Michigan says, this is my saying, good things we are not having anyone give a number, Alan, we would not be able to listen. So they're listening up there in Pinckneyville, Illinois, and Wayne County, Michigan there, and some days are. There's no question about it. I mean, good Lord, I've had some bad days.
Hey, but the Lord sees us through.
He does.
You know, we believe, and you know, we want to see things get better, and ultimately they will get better.
We have to have that joy within us, and of course that's the Lord. And then of course there's a lot of pain and agony goes along with life.
You know, we were talking off air a little bit. The older we get, the more obvious it is how the Lord has directed us and put us in the path that we're in today. I was fortunate enough to meet you, Charlie, but I realized the Lord put us together.
He did.
And I'm thankful for it. I got the best wife in the whole wide world.
Let me see if I can move over. There we go. We got you both on camera there now. There we go.
You know, when it comes to music, I guess I could just sit down and write a song. I guess I could. But what I like to do, Charlie, is be inspired. Something just hit me upside the head, and you see something, you live something, and you feel that topic. And this next song we're going to do for you, it happened. The song is called The Phone Call.
Okay.
And I was sitting at the kitchen table one morning, and my phone rang, and a friend of mine who lives out in St. Louis, Missouri, he'd moved from Ohio several years ago. He said, I ain't believing this. I just heard one of your songs on the local station out here. I'm like, oh, that's fantastic. And he was completely going off, and he told me, he says, you know, your song touched my heart. This is exactly what he said to you. Your song touched my heart. He said, it made me realize that I've done some crazy things in my life and some things that I regret. And I said, he said, I want you to know your song made me get down on my knees and ask the Lord for forgiveness. And as I heard him talk, I realized there's a song in this conversation. So I'm going to play it for you. It's called The Phone Call. This is exactly how the song went. My phone rang this morning, so I said hello. An old friend was calling to say he heard me on the radio. I asked him how he was doing. He said, I guess I'm doing alright. When I heard your song, it touched my heart and it made me realize I've done some things in my life that I'm not proud of, and I chose to hang around a pretty rough crowd, drinking and drugging and fighting. That's what my life was. But I'm giving my troubles to Jesus, starting now. talked a little longer, and then he said, well, I better go. It's sure been good to hear your voice. I just thought you ought to know. I thank my old friend for calling. Said I hope I get to see you soon. And call me again whenever you want, 'cause I just wrote this song for you. I've done some things in my life that I'm not proud of, and I chose to hang around a pretty rough crowd, drinking and drugging and fighting, that's what my life was. But I'm giving my troubles to Jesus, starting now. Oh, I've done some things in my life that I'm not proud of, and I chose to hang around a pretty rough crowd, drinking and drugging and fighting, that's what my life was. But I'm giving my troubles to Jesus, starting now. Yeah, I'm giving my troubles to Jesus, starting now.
Well, I'll tell you, that phone call inspired millions. Oh, I think anybody out there, you know, you would look back over your life and say, well, you know, I'd like to do this and this over, but there's no do-over.
No.
And that song sort of tells a lot of people that are listening here sort of how life might have been for them too.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's what makes, in my mind, country music so relatable. It's like people hear a song and they say, or they think, well, that song could have been written for me. And I think that touches. As a matter of fact, I had a gentleman come to one of our shows here recently, and he told me that. He said, it's almost like you wrote this song for me. And it made me realize, you know, I'm living the experience, but other people have that experience, and that's what's so unique about country music. We can share our stories, and people can relate with them. And good, bad, or indifferent, people want to hear what they connect with.
And that's what you're doing, such as Amanda down in Raleigh, North Carolina, just now sent in a text here, and she says, if I can pop it up here real quick, great hello to your guest from North Carolina.
We love our North Carolina friends.
That's yeah, well, you know what, you sing down in that country occasionally.
We get down there from time to time, we do.
Betty Brown, great singing. Mike here, hello Donna and Richard. Wayne says, I like the way he believes. Really country music in his heart. Oh, does that tell you what you're doing?
Well, you know, growing up, there was a time, you know, when country music artists wasn't afraid to say thank you to the Lord. Mm-hmm. And, you know, Chris Christopherson, why me, Lord? What have I ever done? Yeah. Gatlin brothers, the Statler brothers, they all made reference to our Lord and Savior in country music. I don't believe there's a problem with it. You know, we all believe, and for those that don't believe, we all listen and give a chance to believe, because sooner or later, something's going to hit you upside the head and say, "Man, the Lord just saved me from something."
Exactly, exactly. I'm going to let you talk to the folks on the tube over here, Facebookers, and I got to take a break.
Okay.
And when I come back, we're going to talk about an event that's going on currently. A guy he's rubbing elbows with on the charts that you'd be amazed with. Hang in there, it's coming up.
Hey, Facebook, we're down here in Renfro Valley, Kentucky, with our dear friend Charlie Napier. He's an incredible disc jockey, incredible guy. He's the real deal. We sure have looked forward to coming down here and doing this interview with him. He's one of them guys that you meet the first time and you're like, man, I've known this fella my whole life. We just met.
And it was that way, really.
It really was.
How many years has it been ago?
It's been 5 or 6 years. Yeah, maybe longer than that, 6 or 7 years now, because you drove all the way to Germantown, Ohio one night.
I did.
And spent the weekend with us up there one time. That was.
Thank God I had a chauffeur. Because I would never have gotten back home, I don't think. My nephew, he drove me up there, but that was a great show.
Well, thank you.
And I got to sit with your wife and her table and her friends back there. So, and I had my nephew David with me.
That's right.
Yeah, and we really enjoyed that.
Facebook, my better half, Miss Donna. I told her a long time ago. I said, I'll do this country music thing, but if you don't go, I ain't going. So we're a team. We stay together and do everything together. That's how it should be, right, Charlie?
It is, absolutely. And I admire her for that and you for that, both of you.
Well, and I have to do the GPS.
It seems like we entertainers have to have somebody to take care of us.
I have the phone.
Well, you know, when I'm traveling, I usually have what I call a navigator.
Yeah.
And, you know, of course, whatever Siri or, you know, Alexa or whatever you're using, they're getting better and better at it, but I never, ever 100% trust any of those navigation tools. I don't know about you all, but...
We have an atlas in the truck, too.
Good plan.
So you got it all.
What's that box? We used to have a box that we had to do the GPS on. I can't remember the name of it now.
We got an Ohioan that is watching right now. Say hi to Sue Reed. She's from up in Ohio there. Not sure what part, but anyway, Sue. We'll maybe dedicate this next song to you, Sue. It's coming up here. So I'm going to come off this break right now.
Bus routes and stops can prevent a terrible accident from happening.
Alrighty, let's see here. Awesomeness X2 times 2 on Country Charlie today. That's coming from Ohio, your great state of Ohio.
Well, we appreciate all the Buckeye friends. You know, I grew up in a little old farming community back in the day. Kind of the farms are kind of going away up there now, and there in Warren County, all the growth going on. But you know, I loved how I was raised in a household that, you know, loved the agricultural way of life, and I got to bale hay at a young age and shovel horse manure and just be a country boy.
That's why we relate so much. I've done it all.
But it's real, you know. We grew up in an era and a time where, you know, you wasn't afraid to get dirty. You get out there, and Mom and Dad said, "Go play," and we go. You might not see us till dark, you know, back in the old
days.
Then
you'd come in and them little dirty fingers, you'd eat whatever was in it. You didn't have a faucet and a sink and running water and all that good stuff. You just ate and went on with it.
Absolutely. You know, you talk about eating. I had a inspiration one day to write a little song. I always heard my dad make reference to cat head biscuits and red eye gravy, and I said, "Dad." At a young age, I said, "Now, what exactly is a cat head biscuit?" He said, "Son, it's a big old flaky biscuit about as big as a cat head." I said, "Well, you ain't got to explain no more. I got it, Dad." But my mom and all my aunts and uncles, man, we grew up with that good old country eating, and I thought I got to write a song about cat head biscuits. So if it's okay with you, I'm going to do one.
I love that song, yeah.
Cat head biscuits, red eye gravy, down home cooking. That's how my mama raised me. Soup, beans, and cornbread, wild mustard greens, simple country living. That's what you get with me. I remember Mama holler, "Don't let the flies out for you kids born in a barn." And I recall Mama's country words of wisdom. We all knew when she laid down the law. Summer, we'd work together, stacking the hay in the barn. And every evening, I'd hear Mama fixing our country supper. she sure cooked with lard. Cathead biscuits, red-eye gravy, down home cooking. That's how my mama raised me. The soup, beans, and cornbread, wild mustard green. Simple country living, that's what you get with me. Yeah, that's fine with me. That's what you get with me.
That's for Gabby up in Picnickville, Illinois. He requested
Hey,
that song. All
go out to
right.
Debbie.
He don't even know what a cathead biscuit is.
No. Now we got a little saying back home. If you're really down home, folks, so get you a big cathead biscuit and a big plate of Life Everlasting. Now, Life Everlasting is a big old plate of biscuits and gravy.
Oh boy.
No, that's Life Everlasting.
That's
right
Life
there.
Everlasting. I love it. I'm a big fan of gravy and biscuit. And occasionally we got the hog pen down at Broadhead. I'll stop in and have breakfast down there.
Nice.
They pile up the eggs and the gravy and the biscuit, and boy, it's good.
Where's it at? We might just have to lean that way.
It's about 7 miles right over Mount Vernon there, off of 150.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place and a great place to eat. We got Anthony, you owe me for that. a breakfast there. We got a song that you sang, and I'm going to ask Donna to tell us about this song that you sang, because she is sort of his music keeper, upper, and he don't even know if he's in the charts or out of the charts. But Donna does. Donna, tell me about the charts right now.
So there's a CDX Positive Country chart. It's international. And the song you wrote called Jesus and Bocephus is number 15 on that chart, going up. And
Who's next to him on that chart?
number 17 is George Strait.
Oh, one up on George.
I maybe never won up on him again, but I did it once.
And by the way, we get CDX. That's what we get our music from, CDX. And that's a big deal. You're up there in the Billboard charts there.
Well, here's the reality of it is, I've been writing songs and playing music since 1978. And me and my wife will soon be together 20 years. And here's what's happened in the last 15. The world has opened up because she believed in me and my music. And she said, Richard, we got to get your music out there. We got to get people hearing what you do, because people still want to hear good country music.
He hadn't recorded a CD. His last thing, we had a cassette tape. So I said, I think we need to get you a CD maybe. So 2013 we went.
So I got current, at least into the 80s anyhow. But there is a need. There's such a need for, because I love the great old classic country songs, but I still want to hear something new every now and then. That's got that steel guitar. That's got that 3-part harmony. That's got that fiddle. Mm-hmm. And I think people feel the same way nowadays. They love their classics, George and Tammy and Conway and Loretta and on, and I love it and I always will. But sometimes it's nice to hear a new country song that, that kind of gets your attention on some stuff. That's what she believed in me. And we got in the studio, and the next thing you know, she's sending it off to this station and that station. And, of course, not all of them played it, but the handful that did initially was just like raving over it. It just gave me a sense of accomplishment. It's like, maybe we're on the right track here. And, we just keep writing songs. And we just finished our 10th full-length Nashville recorded CD. Some days are better than others was the last tune that we did. No, I misspoke. The last CD we did was Pulling Up the Covers. And so I took 14 of my all-time favorite traditional country songs from when I first grew up and I had a memory of a country music song up until now, and that was the hardest thing to do, is to narrow down 14 of my favorite songs. But we did it, got in the studio, and the session players down there were just eating it up, because they told me, they said, Richard, we came to town to play traditional country music, and we so look forward to know to have you. You're coming to record with us because we know we get to play the music that we love. Mm-hmm. And that just made me feel so good. And it's getting a lot of response, and I'm showing the Facebook folks here on the air what the title of it is. So, it's called Pulling Up the Covers, and my wife came up with that title. It shows an old country boy on a porch with a couple of old throw rug, or actually their little cover there.
And when we finish here in a little while, maybe we'll give one or two of these away.
You bet.
Right
Absolutely.
now, I want to take every drop of your talent and use it. Let's pull up the covers and do one here.
Well, I write these songs from time to time, and I like sitting around with some like-minded folks, and I've co-wrote some songs with some people like Herb Day is a great disc jockey, a songwriter. He's up in Hillsboro, Ohio. We've co-wrote some songs together. A guy named Kenny Day is another songwriter, entertainer. We've co-wrote some songs together. And here's a little song that me and Kenny wrote together, and it just kind of tells you where you're at in your career. And well, I'll just sing the song and let you guys interpret it the way you want to. No, I'll never walk the boards off the Grand Ole Opry stage. I'll never hear the crowd go wild or be the latest rage. I've been told I'm way too country for country radio. Three-quarters the truth don't sell no more. That was many years ago. Daddy showed me chords on his flat-top guitar when I was 12 years old. We loved to pick and sing on the porch back home in Ohio. I couldn't believe how his fingers flew, and every note he played was right. He told me, son, just have fun. One day you'll get it right. Sometimes I get to thinking I was born a little too late, but I still hear my daddy saying all good things come back around. Today's radio, and I can't tell you why. I was hoping to hear twin fiddles play or a steel guitar cry, or maybe George Jones sang The Race Is On, or Merle sang Mama Tried. These were the songs my daddy sang before country music died. You know, sometimes I get to thinking I was born a little too late, but I still hear my daddy saying things come back around. All good things come back around. Oh, keep the country, son.
And we're indeed going to be doing that. Richard Lynch here on Stars Across Kentucky, back with more from Richard. And, of course, we have to get Donna in the mix because she's the manager.
And the boss.
And the boss. This comment here I thought was pretty cool. The song you just sang hit home big time for old country.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, of course, I call it, classic country,
Yeah. Well, for me, I guess I could play the other stuff. I just don't feel it, man. I can't relate with it. I don't know.
Well, see, and what you're singing though is relatable.
Thank you, Charlie.
And that's the difference. I won't ever forget when you sang the Lord Tattoo. I had a whole different perspective on that song until you told the story, and I went, well, I never got that.
Well, that's the thing. That's kind of a reference of today's world. You hear the word tattoo, and your mind goes to how everybody has them. It seems like, So I wanted to connect with the tattoo in the sense that that's permanent, and that scar that man received from serving our country is permanent. Mm-hmm. So his tattoo was a scar he got by serving our country, and that was the tattoo that I was making reference to. Mm-hmm. And I'm really proud of the fact that I got to be a part of that song.
That was a great song.
A guy named Chuck Brisbane sent the idea, and he lives in
Virginia Beach.
Virginia Beach, Virginia.
I take it that you've been there.
Yeah.
And me and him, I had the melody come to me. I put the lyrics to it, and another songwriter friend of ours, Terry Dennis in Nashville.
Oh boy, you've really been challenged here on the web. Show off your auctioneer skills.
75, 900, 100 quarter, and a half. Gonna send it out to get a 2. What do you get 2? Got 2 and a quarter, now. How to get 2? What do you get 2? Gonna get 2. Sold for $2.25. Now just send a check, please. Oh my goodness. We had a lot of fun.
Okay, back at it here. Thank you, Jeff. As we move along here, just had a challenge, and he did it on, if you see it, you Facebookers got to see it live. Gabby wanted you to show off your auction, and you are an auctioneer.
Well, we formally are. We worked the auction about 10, 12 years. We really enjoyed that business, and it's like everything else, things change. The auction business itself has changed, but and the fact that you can go online and so many things that are available, you don't even have to leave your house, and you can bid an auction. And so we kind of gracefully left the auction business. We still appreciate it and have some fond memories of it, but we don't do any auctions anymore. But
so I think that you're not writing any auctions.
No. No, Leroy Van Dyke kind of summed that up for me on the.
All right, what's your next song you're going to sing for us?
Well, I tell you, we absolutely love our men and women of the military. I can't do, as far as I'm concerned, and we're concerned, can't do enough for them. They never ask for anything. They just serve, and they just have this pride about them. I wrote a song one day called "We're American Proud." I'm going to do it for you. We got American pride. We stand side by side. We talk clear and loud. We're American proud. From California to Maine, our freedom's the same. From the backwoods to big town, we're American proud. Here's to our truck driving pals. They put in the mile. All our farmers and friends, whose day never ends. With our soldiers in mind, they leave no one behind. To God we'll keep our heads bowed. We're American proud. Yeah, we are. Look at the pride in our eyes. There's no way to disguise. No, you can't keep us down. We're American proud. constant friend whose day never ends. With our soldiers in mind, they leave no one behind. To God we'll keep our heads bowed. We're American proud. God bless America. We're American proud. We're American proud. Yeah, we are.
Yeah, woo! That was great. I love that song. By the way, we played that over at 4th of July at Copper Creek there. And love that song. Good one.
Thank you.
We're American proud. We are American.
We are, you know, and we are not ashamed of it. I mean, I praise the Lord. I praise our country. We get to live in a country where we can do what we want to do, thanks to those brave men and women who gave so much to give this opportunity to us. I'm so thankful we live here.
Me too. Well, now, your new CD you got coming out, what's some of the songs that you've got on there that we haven't put out here on the airwaves yet?
Well, it's the pulling up the cover song that we have not really had a. It's getting some airplay on different venues and different stations around the country, but I don't think I think this is the first time you've seen it, isn't it? I do believe.
And this is the first time I've seen this.
Yeah. And
however, we do have a lot of some of the songs. I don't know. You saw what we had a while ago, and we've probably got, I'd say, 60 of his Richard Lynch songs in our computer. So anytime you want to hear Richard Lynch, you know, the old feed, I love that old feed store. I played it, I think, earlier today.
Oh.
And the reason I love it, he takes me back when I was a kid, and they were sitting around whittling, spitting backer juice out, and, you know, that was the good old days for me at an old feed store.
Well, that's exactly right. I can remember as a kid, you know, we grew up on that farm. I was talking about that farm earlier, and we had, 40 head of horses, 60 head of cattle, goats, pigs, chickens, every farm animal known to man. And when the weekend come around, we were going to the feed store, picking up salt blocks and 50-pound bags of feed and mineral block. I mean, all the stuff that farm folks did then, and they still do today.
Mm-hmm.
But it takes you back to a time when, if you're a kid and you grew up on that, that old feed store resonates with people, especially if they, have that agricultural appreciation. Whether they had a set of parents that they grew up with or their grandparents, they make that connection with the feed store. I know I always did. And we got a fella back home that bought the old feed store. It was a landmark feed store when I was a kid, of course, and he worked there years ago. And it's kind of funny, life is full circle. He, in the last 6 or 8 years, he actually bought the feed store now, and we love patronizing that, and because we're supporting not only a memory, but a person there in our community that we respect, and it's a good way to make a living and see friends that you haven't seen in forever, and just you can reminisce. People out on the porch whittling when you're a kid, just great memories.
Where can people see you down the road if you sure?
Well, I hope they see me. Donna's smiling. She must have something in mind.
No, I was just waiting to see if you knew the schedule.
Oh, Donna, let's refer this over to Donna. Where's he going to be, Donna?
Well, this Saturday, actually up in Dayton, Ohio, is playing at the Buckeye Harley Davidson. They're having a big car show, motorcycle show. So we're going to play outside on that. And then in 2 weeks, we have another show at our barn. We have a Johnny Cash tribute artist from up in Ohio, Terry Lee Goffey, and Richard Lynch Band to play too. And then the end of the month will be at the Old Timers Festival in Xenia, Ohio. So that's the schedule for September.
And the Old Timers Festival is kind of like an agricultural. I mean, they bring all the old antique farm machinery, the old one-cylinder motors, the old Farmalls and Olivers and the old Alice Chalmers and all the things that if you were a farm kid back in the 50s and 60s, you would remember all these awesome old pieces of implements and stuff. So I get to be a part of something that I absolutely love up there.
A fun fact about Richard, since he and I have known each other, he has got his own radio show.
Yeah.
up in Ohio.
Yeah, we're tickled to death. My better half, Miss Donna, and I, every Saturday from 9 to 1 o'clock, we do Keeping It Country with Richard and Donna. And Donna is by far the brains of the operation. She runs all. She runs the computer and all the gadgets, and I answer the phone, take requests, and every now and then we tell big stories. And so it's a lot of fun, though. People from all over the world listen to it. And they tune in and call, and just tell me one thing, Charlie. There's still a need for that great country music out
Oh,
there.
they're hungry for it. Yeah,
They really
absolutely.
are. I'm just thankful that I get to be a part of something like that, you know.
Yeah, and this show here, it's obviously a lot of people listen in, they watch, and then they'll go back and watch this Facebook feed here, and then we put it up on our YouTube page, and that's Country Charlie 21 all together. If you haven't been there, you go there and look. You'll see Richard there already from a previous show.
This is, I think, 6th or 7th time we've done this.
It's been a while.
I love it.
Yeah,
And every time we do it, I look forward to the next time. You know,
Don't make it too many years now.
but the truth of the matter is, you make it. You know, you have these good artists on here, but Charlie, it's up. People listen to it because of you, man. You have the ability. You have the ability to connect with the artist. You have the ability to connect with the listener because you have an appreciation for the music and the artist. You have a rare ability. You really do. Don't sell yourself short, man. You're the reason I come down here and do this.
I just enjoy you all. I mean, I enjoy everyone sitting over there. I get to sit here and enjoy it. I don't have to work. I get to enjoy it.
Well, we
Take
thank
it all out.
you. We thank you. You know, off the air a while ago, we were talking about a particular song that I wrote. We kind of touched on it on the air too. You know that international chart we just mentioned. The song is called "Jesus and Bocephus," and the reason that song came, we lost a guitar player that was, you know, he's more than just a bandmate. I mean, he was just a friend. We'd only known each other about 8 years, and what an impact in that small amount of time that he did on my life. I mean, we got to be together and work together and build barns together and work on the farm together and write songs together and travel up and down the highway to these places all over the country to play together. And he just became a brother. And ultimately, we lost him. And I know he loved the Lord and he loved country music. He loved Hank Williams Jr. It occurred to me one day, I need to write a song, a tribute about it. And of course, I'm talking about Mr. Tim Bennington. He was in the band with me for about 7-8 years. So I wrote a song called "Jesus and Bocephus" because he loved our Lord and he loved country music. So we're going to do this for you. He was a simple man with calloused hands, a loving heart, so full of life. He never had what he said, he meant what he said, he knew how to treat people right. No, he wasn't a star, but he played a mean guitar, born to boogie, and I saw the light. He gave the Lord all his praise from his old Chevrolet and played country music all night. He loved Jesus and Bocephus, that old country boy can survive. Bib overalls and a pickup truck, a Bible and a 45. And he worked hard with his hands, he believed in the man, his mom and daddy taught him right. Yeah, he loved Jesus and Bocephus, and that's how he lived his life. He was never ashamed to say the Lord's name. He prayed to God every night. He never had a degree, but John 3:16 was his words to the wise. He loved his family and his country, and you were never gonna change his mind. With his guitar in his hand, he was a satisfied man. My old friend was one of a kind. He loved Jesus and Bocephus. That old country boy can survive. Bib overalls and a pickup truck, a Bible and a 45. Yeah, he worked hard with his hands. He believed in the man. His mom and daddy taught him right. Yeah, he loved Jesus and Bocephus. He loved the country state of mind. Yeah, he loved Jesus and Bocephus, and that's how he lived his life.
Well, it's a great tribute to your bandmate. Yeah.
Thank you,
Great,
buddy.
Great.
Well, you know, I just kind of envision what his lifestyle was. He drove an old Chevrolet pickup truck, and he always had a country radio station blasting. He always kept his Bible on the. I can still see it on the cover of his. In between the seats, you know, he laid his Bible there, and he carried a 45 in that truck. So I just told the truth about him.
Well, and that's what you should have done, and it was a perfect tribute.
Thank you,
In
Charlie.
today's world, it fits really well. You know, some interesting comments here. Wayne wanted to know, did you know we have old tractor shows in Renfro Valley, Kentucky? Okay. and Maggie says, nice to hear you. Must be a friend of yours. Christensen?
Well, I'm not.
Oh, Magna Christensen.
Oh, Magni.
Yeah, he's from the Faroe Islands. And Richard got to record a duet with him. He came
Cool.
over here. And
He's the biggest star in the Faroe Islands. Truly, great country singer.
Like now, you need to keep tuning in to WRBK.
That's right.
you need to come back to the States, Magna.
And Sue says that I need to come up and host your show.
Let's do it. Do it.
Listen, I'll tell you what, I would not be one bit bashful.
Not at all.
I love working the microphone. That's all my life, except for the teaching. Yeah, absolutely. And you know, your owner up there, Joe Mullins. I know Joe. He is a very absolutely great entertainer. He owns 6, 7 radio stations in Ohio.
He contacted my wife Donna one day and said, "You guys come in. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about." We didn't really know what he wanted to talk about, and had lunch with him. The next thing you know, he dropped the conversation. Hey, we want you to be on a radio station every Saturday. So we took it.
Well, perfect couple.
No.
Perfect duet.
Donna grew up listening to great country music, and we got together, and it's been wonderful. Because, you know, can you imagine going through life with a country singer and your wife didn't like the country music? It'd be rough, wouldn't it, Charlie?
It would be absolutely awful. Yeah, divorce probably. We got time for one more song here as we get ready to head off into the sunset here. So, what's your final song? And thank you very much for coming down here from Waynesville, Ohio.
Charlie and Renfro Valley, WRBK, thank you so much. I'm going to leave you with Love Tattoo.
Oh, I love that song.
He loves his God, his kids, his wife. For them, he gladly give his life. He served his country as many do. He came home with a love tattoo. I remember when the soldier walked past. He paused as he heard a young child ask, "Where'd you get that scar I see on you?" He smiled and said, "It's not a scar, it's my love tattoo." Soldiers said to keep our world more safe for you. I fought and I bled as many do. I did what I knew I had to do. No, it's not a scar, it's my love tattoo. His love tattoo is a symbol to remind him how he fought with pride for our red, white, and blue. If Uncle Sam asked him to stand with our soldiers in some foreign land, he'd unpack his uniform and combat boots, and with honor bring back home a new love tattoo. My love tattoo helps me recall some of my friends who gave their all. They fought and died as many do, so I'm proud to wear my love tattoo. He loves his God, his kids, his wife. For them, he gladly gave his life. And he served his country like heroes do. And he came home with a love tattoo. Yes, he came home with a love tattoo.
Another awesome song. Great job.
God bless our military.
Thank you.
Thank you, Charlie.
We love you, buddy.
Love you, buddy.
Donna, love you, dear.
Thank you, Charlie. Good
All right, it's always until the next time. It's not
Yes.
goodbye. I'll see you the next time.
We'll see
A
you
couple
soon.
things to do here, and then we'll head right off into the news.
Did you know that the Kentucky Music Hall of Fame and Museum is on the National Historic Register? Come see our rich musical heritage. Tell me why.
We had some